Hi, Leila from Murlo. Welcome back to our channel. If you've gone ahead and you've done the calculations and you've completed the body, you set it aside, you need to do your calculations for the sleeves. Now the sleeves are not knitting around, and it's really because it makes it easier depending on the type of pattern you're going to use. If you're using our pattern, just be mindful that the stitch count that you want is going to be -2 divisible by 7. If you're choosing a different pattern as for the lace part, then you need to be mindful as to what is your repeat and how many additional stitches do you need as part of that repeat. Let's get started on the sleeves. With the body of the sweater done, it's time to move on to the sleeves. We're starting at the cuff and working our way to the armhole. The first measurement you want to take is what is the width of the cuff. Make sure to multiply that by 2. Then multiply by your stitch gauge. Mine, for example, is 4 1/4 across, so that means it's 8 1/2 to go all the way around. My stitch gauge is 5.285. This supplies me with a number of 44.925. If I use 44, then minus the 2, it becomes divisible by 7. That will be my starting point. Again, you're going to use an I-cord cast on, so be sure to stop and look at how to do an I-cord cast on in the playlist. Your next measurement is going to be how wide is the top of the sleeve. So from the armhole straight across the sleeve. Make sure to multiply that number by 2, then your stitch gauge. I want the overall circumference at the top of my sleeve to be 14 inches. Multiply that by my stitch gauge at 5.285. I get a number of 73.99. I'm going to round down here to 72 because -2, then divide 7 into it, I get a whole number. So that will work for the top. Now that I know how many I'm going to cast on and I know how many that I need at the top of the sleeve, I'm going to take the top sleeve number, so what's in E, minus F, which is a cast on, and that's going to supply me with how many stitches do I need to increase up the sleeve. You're going to be doing an increase on either side. Increases should be completed in the cuff to the elbow, so that's your section I. So if I know that I have 9 1/2 inches to where I want the elbow to lay on this particular sleeve, for me, I will be starting off with 44 stitches. The top of my sleeve will be 72. That's going to give me a difference of 28 stitches. I will be doing an increase at the end of each row, so that means I have 14 increase rows to do. My elbow is at 9 1/2 inches. I want my increases within that, from the elbow to the wrist. 9 1/2 times my row gauge of 6.125 means that I've got 58 rows to do my increases in. If I then take the 58 rows and divide it by the 14 increase rounds I need to do, it gives me a number of 4.14. I'm going to round that number down, and so what that means is I'm going to knit 4 rows, do an increase, knit 4 rows, do another increase, until I have the full 72 stitches on my needle. With my sleeve calculations completed, now I'm able to cast on with the I-cord cast on. And I'm going to do my increases up to the elbow until I have the full amount of stitches that I require at the very top of the sleeve. Once that's completed, you can set it aside and complete the second sleeve.